In this video I'm going to demonstrate how layers work inside Adobe After Effects CS3. Now layers work in a similar way that they would work in other Adobe applications such as Photoshop. So let's have a look at this in a little bit more detail. What I've done is I've imported a sequence and a few images, so you can see that in my project panel like so. I've then dragged on a sequence which is basically a really quick sequence that I've just developed, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag some of these images into the project panel and into the timeline from the project panel. So I'm just going to click, drag, and then do the same, and again do the same, and one more like so. Now the way that layers work inside After Effects is that they start from the top, work your way to the bottom. So they start from top to bottom. So whatever we place in the top layer is the foremost and upmost layer that we'll see in our composition window. So if I switch this off, will now be the second layer, and you can see the other layers behind there. So if I click and drag this over here, you can see if I click that, that will be the next layer. So you can see how they are positioned against each other, and I'll move this and I'll drag that down. So these are basically very small JPEG images. They're very small in resolution, and you can see how layers work sequentially. So this will be the second one, this will be the third one, fourth one, and the fifth one. And the one at the top, which I've turned the visibility off by switching the eye icon, is the one that appears and covers all of them. So if I drag sequence 1 to the bottom layer, to the second layer, you'll now see the first image appears at the top. To turn the visibility on and off, you just need to toggle between the eye icons like so, just like in Photoshop. And another quick tip is I'm just going to place this composition to the top by dragging the first one down, and what I'm going to do is if I select, say for example, click on this image, and what I'm going to do is, you can see it's quite small, I'm going to basically stretch this out to the composition window. A quick tip, what we can do is we can go to layer and we can go to transform and we can go to fit to comp, and that will basically stretch that image out and fit it to the composition window. This is a very small JPEG image, so if we were going to use this, I would recommend on obtaining a high-res image to begin with, and this works particularly well with Photoshop and combined After Effects, and we'll move on to that in later stage in the tutorial.